Hello, welcome to Let's Work Out and Play Final Fantasy -1. Yes, this is not your grandma's Let's Play. This is an entirely new concept that I have come up with. The idea is we're not just going to play a super old video game that's about as old as I am. And actually it's not even the original, it's a hack modified version of the original. I'll get into that in a moment. But we're also going to work out each time our characters level up. So each time they level up, I'm going to try to level up in real life, so to speak. Do some physical workouts to try to increase my strength and agility and whatnot. So this will be a multifaceted journey that we will be going on. Will span the realms of fantasy and reality, blah blah blah. Okay, let's get into it. Alright. We start off with a prophecy that the world is suddenly veiled in darkness, the wind stops, the sea is wild, the earth begins to rot, everything's going to hell in a handbasket, basically. The people wait, their only hope, a prophecy. 4 warriors will come, they each have an orb, and we shall see what happens after that. Alright, let's start a new game. Okay, and for some reason, our controls aren't working. Just a moment. Alright. Let's see if that fixed it. It did. Alright. Perfect. Now, for our party, I've thought long and hard about this. At first I was just going to do a random selection of characters, just for fun, to give me sort of a challenge. But then I realized this is a new hack, and it has brand new classes. You know, 6 brand new classes actually that I want to show off. So then I thought, well, I'll limit myself to only choosing from, you know, any of the 6 new classes. I won't use any of the old ones like the fighter, the thief, the monk, black wizard, red wizard, white wizard. You know, we're just going to use new ones. And then, you know, basically that narrowed it down quite a bit. And then I kind of I thought about which of the classes would be the most fun to use. And finally I came up with the following party. So the first thing we're going to use, first person, we're going to have in our team is the Viking. Alright, this is kind of going to be our meat shield tank person here. And this guy's name is going to be Jack. Jack the Viking. Then we're going to have a paladin. Alright, he's going to be Pusho. Every time Jack levels up, I'm going to do jumping jacks. Every time Pusho levels up, I'm going to do push-ups. We're going to have a ninja. His name's going to be Leggy. Every time Leggy levels up, I'm going to do leg lifts. And then finally, at the very end, we're going to have a sage. And this sage is going to be named Stret. Stret the sage. When Stret levels up, I'm going to do stretching. Alright, this is going to be our team here. Viking, Paladin, Ninja, and Sage. Here's what it looks like to start off with. And I mentioned these exercises I'm going to be doing each time I level up. This is where we are, of course, right now. Let me show you a little more about how that works. So, for example, for level 2, when we level up to level 2, I'm going to do 120 jumping jacks, 12 push-ups, 12 leg lifts, and 2 minutes of stretching. Level 3, I'll do 130 jumping jacks. The jumping jacks are easy, you know, they're not too bad. 13 push-ups, 13 leg lifts, and 3 minutes of stretching, and so on. Here's my pre-test max amounts that I could do that I just tested the other night. So we'll see if we can improve those by the end of it, and also maybe, you know, if I lose some weight, that would be nice too, and get a little more flexible. In case you're curious, this is about 205 pounds. But I thought I would translate it to kilograms to join the civilized world that has adopted the much more logical metric system. Anyways, let's start our journey. Alright, so we see the Viking, high hit points, gonna have pretty high attack, not a whole lot of hits. He's gonna be kind of just good for dealing with very high absorb, high defense enemies. Paladin, similar to the, not quite as extreme as the Viking in terms of physical strength, has some white magic up to level 4. The Ninja has very high hit percentage, high agility, has kind of decent to weakish armor, relies more on the evade and agility really, and has up to level 6 time magic. I'll explain what time magic is in a second. That's something, a new concept in this modified version of Final Fantasy 1. And then we have our Sage, who's like a super weak, physically weak mage who will have tons of magic, will level up his spell charges incredibly quickly, and will have pretty much access to every red magic spell in the game. And by red magic, I'll explain what that means. Basically, red magic is direct effect magic, and time magic is sort of indirect effect magic. So like direct damage spells will be red magic, direct healing spells will be red magic, whereas like status effect spells will be time magic. So, let's first of all head into the castle and see what's going on. Alright, we find out the king is looking for some light warriors. There was something in there in the prophecy about that, but I don't really remember. I don't put too much stock in prophecies myself. Alright, and that was strange. A woman just vanished before our very eyes, perhaps vaporized by our brilliance. Let's see. There's talk of this Garland who's turned evil, it says. And we have to save a princess! Alright. The queen has locked herself inside. Not very well, considering I can just bust open the door. Alright, gotta save the Princess Sarah! Nothing like a good old-fashioned cliche plot to start off the game. Okay. She has a sister. Good to know. Yeah, the story in this game is not the most riveting. It's pretty cliche by our standards today. You know, light orbs and whatnot. Oh, got someone calling on the phone. Just a second. Sorry about that. Now, where were we? Oh yes, about to talk to this old man. He tells us about a mystic key that the Prince of Elfland has. Interesting. Okay. We shall have to pay this prince a visit and make him an offer that he cannot refuse for this mystic key, which apparently we need to open these doors. But like I was saying, the plot to this game isn't the most innovative, especially by our standards today. The gameplay of this game is fun and challenging. There's lots of strategy really involved. Lots of different strategies one can use. So makes it worth playing. So yes, the king is looking for light warriors, and here is the king. Let's see what he says. Oh yes, his princess has been kidnapped by Garland. And he thinks that we're the light warriors. I don't know what he's talking about. I think he's gone a little crazy. But a little bit of Alzheimer's maybe. Garland is in a temple to the northwest. We shall go there at the first opportunity. So now we see our quest before us. Rescuing the princess from the temple to the northwest. But before that, let's step into town and see what these townfolk can do for us. We have a dancer here. A dancer for money. Okay. And a fountain we can wash our dirty faces. Alright. And we have a bunch of sages here who will tell us all sorts of hints about the game. So of course they say, don't forget to equip weapons. Yes, many people have made that mistake playing for the first time. They buy weapons, but they just don't equip them. They go out and all of a sudden they're punching with their fists and getting slaughtered. Yes, you don't want to do that. You also got to target your attacks carefully. Because if you target a monster and the monster dies in the meantime, your attack is ineffective. It stays targeted on that dead monster. It's something that kind of gives this game more strategy than later games, I would say. That's kind of a weird glitch right there. Let's see, enemies. Yeah, we'll target more of the characters in the first position, so you want to stack your party carefully.